Yesterday afternoon, in a hotel room at the luxurious Mayakoba resort just outside Cancun, Marcelo Bielsa was doing something few would have expected on the eve of a World Cup match. Waiting. He wasn't preparing tactical diagrams, delivering a final team talk, or reviewing opposition footage ahead of Uruguay's crucial World Cup opener against Saudi Arabia at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. Instead, he and his players were stuck in limbo. The entire Uruguayan squad was waiting. Darwin Núñez, Rodrigo Bentancur, Federico Valverde, José María Jiménez, and a generation of talent many consider Uruguay's strongest and most technically gifted squad in years were all stranded in Mexico. Alongside them was Bielsa, one of football's most respected and visionary coaches, a manager renowned for transforming players and building teams that consistently outperform expectations. Yet none of that mattered. The problem was simple, shocking, and almost unbelievable for a tournament of this magnitude. Uruguay's charter flight from Cancun to Miami had not been authorized to enter the United States. A journey that should have taken roughly 2 hours suddenly became an organizational nightmare. The aircraft carrying the team reportedly lacked the required documentation needed for entry into U.S. airspace. As a result, the plane remained grounded while one of the world's top national teams sat helplessly in a hotel, waiting for answers. The Uruguayan Football Association, AUF, soon released a brief statement. It was only 4 lines long, but its message carried enormous significance. Due to problems beyond the control of the AUF, the departure from Mexico has been delayed. The squad is resting at the hotel. The new departure time set by FIFA is 4:15 p.m. Those words may seem routine at first glance, but in the context of everything that has surrounded this World Cup over the past 2 weeks, they raised serious questions about the tournament's organization. Then came an even more striking comment. When an AUF spokesperson was asked directly who was responsible for the delay, the response was blunt and unmistakable. FIFA. Not the airline. Not the Uruguayan Federation. Not an administrative mistake by a staff member somewhere behind the scenes. FIFA. As of June 15, 2026, this is where the World Cup finds itself. The story quickly gained international attention after journalist Romain Molina, known for his work with major media organizations including the BBC and the New York Times, reported the situation on social media. His message was direct. New catastrophe in terms of organization. Uruguay's plane has not been authorized to join the United States due to administrative problems. Certain documents are visibly missing, while they play tomorrow in Miami against Saudi Arabia. The key word was catastrophe. Not inconvenience. Not setback. Catastrophe. Within hours, multiple outlets including Yahoo Sports, The Mirror, Kale Now, and HIDC independently confirmed the report. Uruguay had effectively been stranded in Cancun, less than 24 hours before one of the most important matches of their campaign. The consequences extended beyond travel delays. Uruguay's scheduled pre-match press conference, where Marcelo Bielsa and José María Jiménez were expected to address the media, was placed in jeopardy. Missing official FIFA media obligations can result in disciplinary action and financial sanctions, creating yet another layer of uncertainty for a team that should have been focused solely on football. Instead of preparing for a World Cup match, Uruguay found itself at the center of a growing controversy, one that many believe reflects deeper organizational problems surrounding the 2026 World Cup itself. The logic of this situation deserves a closer look, because it reveals just how extraordinary the circumstances have become. According to Uruguay's Football Association, FIFA's logistical failure prevented the team's charter flight from entering the United States on schedule. Yet, under FIFA regulations, Uruguay could potentially face sanctions for missing an official pre-match press conference, a conference they were unable to attend because of the very travel disruption they claim FIFA caused. Think about that for a moment. The organization allegedly responsible for creating the problem also possesses the authority to punish those affected by it. Naturally, FIFA offered a different explanation. While Uruguayan officials pointed toward administrative and authorization issues, FIFA stated that the delay resulted from a technical problem involving the aircraft itself. 2 conflicting narratives quickly emerged. One side blamed organizational failures. The other blamed the plane. Meanwhile, the aircraft remained grounded in Cancun, and an entire World Cup squad spent valuable preparation time sitting in a hotel instead of preparing for one of the most important matches of their tournament. Eventually, Uruguay did make it to Miami. However, the damage had already been done. The scheduled press conference was missed, the team's preparation timetable was disrupted, and Marcelo Bielsa entered match day dealing with frustrations that extended far beyond tactics and team selection. But this story becomes even more significant when viewed as part of a much larger pattern. Uruguay's travel ordeal was not an isolated incident. On the same day, Palestinian Football Association President Jibril Rajoub publicly stated that he was still awaiting authorization to enter the United States despite holding official FIFA accreditation and having tournament-related responsibilities. His case joins a growing list of reported travel and visa complications connected to major football events in North America. Reports have previously highlighted difficulties involving officials, referees, and players from multiple nations, raising questions about the challenges international participants have faced throughout the competition. What makes Uruguay's situation especially remarkable is the stature of the team involved. This is not a footballing newcomer or a smaller nation making its tournament debut. This is Uruguay, a two-time World Cup champion and one of the most historic football nations in the world. A country that has produced generations of elite players and entered this tournament with genuine ambitions of making a deep run. With stars such as Darwin Núñez, Rodrigo Bentancur, Federico Valverde, and José María Jiménez, Uruguay is widely viewed as a serious contender. Yet despite its status, experience, and resources, the team still found itself stranded in Cancun, unable to complete a simple 2-hour flight to Miami. For Marcelo Bielsa, the situation carries additional significance. During the 2024 Copa America in the United States, he openly criticized tournament logistics, travel demands, and organizational planning. At the time, many viewed those comments as controversial. Today, after Uruguay's latest travel nightmare, Bielsa's concerns appear more relevant than. Marcelo Bielsa has never been known for diplomacy. Throughout his career, he has built a reputation for saying exactly what he thinks, regardless of how uncomfortable it makes organizers, executives, or governing bodies. That is what makes the Uruguay situation so remarkable. Just 2 years ago, during the Copa America in the United States, Bielsa openly criticized tournament logistics, travel demands, and organizational planning. Now, at the biggest football tournament in the world, he found himself living through the very concerns he warned about. On the eve of Uruguay's World Cup opener, his team was stranded in Cancun, unable to cross the border and complete a routine journey to Miami. When questioned about the incident, the U.S. State Department reiterated its standard position. Officials stated that every visa and entry case is reviewed individually, subject to rigorous security checks and immigration requirements. U.S. law, they emphasized, would not be relaxed, even for major sporting events. But regardless of the legal explanations, the image remained the same. A World Cup contender sitting in a hotel while uncertainty surrounded its travel plans. The larger issue is what this incident says about the tournament as a whole. When FIFA awarded the World Cup to North America, the decision was celebrated as a logistical masterpiece. 3 host nations, world-class stadiums, modern infrastructure, and unprecedented accessibility were supposed to create the most seamless World Cup ever staged. Instead, the opening week has generated a growing list of travel complications, entry disputes, visa delays, and organizational controversies involving players, officials, federation representatives, and now even national team transportation. What makes the Uruguay case particularly important is the disagreement at its center. The Uruguayan Football Association publicly stated that FIFA was responsible for the delay. FIFA, meanwhile, maintained that the issue stemmed from technical problems involving the aircraft. Both explanations cannot be correct. Someone is wrong. Yet, as of now, no detailed public account has fully explained what happened. The team eventually arrived in Miami, the match will go ahead as scheduled, and attention will inevitably shift back to the football. And the football should be excellent. Uruguay enters the tournament with one of its strongest squads in years. Darwin Núñez brings attacking firepower, Federico Valverde provides world-class midfield quality, and Bielsa's tactical intensity makes Uruguay one of the most fascinating teams to watch. But beyond the 90 minutes lies a bigger question about accountability. FIFA oversees, promotes, and profits from the tournament. When participants face repeated travel disruptions, many observers argue that responsibility cannot simply disappear into conflicting statements and unanswered questions. So now the spotlight shifts to the pitch. Can Bielsa's Uruguay put the chaos behind them and begin their